If they gave out first place medals for the country that was going to run out of precious metals first, China would quite literally take the gold. We're going to be talking about that here in just a moment. Welcome back, guys, to the Independent Experience. I'm IndyXP Bullion, and this is the Morning Market Wake Up Call Weekend Edition for Saturday, February 6th, 2021. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets and see what prices you're going to be finding at your local coin shops and coin shows this weekend. Gold is up slightly, currently at 1820.91. Silver ended up above 27 at 27.03, and that gives us a ratio of 67.37. Platinum made a nice push yesterday, currently at 1135.10. Palladium is up nicely as well, currently at 2382 even, and rhodium is at 21,000. We did see a nice bump in base metals yesterday. Copper is up, currently at 360. Nickel also up at 820. Aluminum at 91 cents. Zinc up at $1.20. And lead up at 92 cents. Barrels of crude oil pushed to its highest levels in about 11 months yesterday, closing out at $57.07 a barrel. We saw gains on Wall Street across the board yesterday, and that included two record-setting days. The Dow was up 92 points at 31,148.24. The Nasdaq was up 78 points at a record high of 13,856.30. And the S&P 500 was up 15 points, also at a record high of 3886.83. The U.S. dollar index did come down quite a bit yesterday. It is flirting with dropping back down into the 90s. It is at 91.01. While you were sleeping on the Bitcoin market, it pushed over $40,000 again, if you can believe it. Bitcoin is currently at 40,157.76, and if you happen to exchange a gold back today, whether that be the Utah or the Nevadan, those are exchanging at $3.20. As I mentioned in beginning of the video, we have a country that is dangerously close to running out of precious metals. How close are they? Let's take a look. This is an article that comes to us from Vladimir Bosov from Kitco News. It is titled, "China Keeps Burning Through Its Gold Reserves Faster Than Anywhere Else in the World." According to the preliminary data released by the U.S. Geological Survey, global recoverable mine gold reserves in situ, or still in the ground, amounted to about 53,000 metric tons in 2020, which is 6% more than the 50,000 tons reported in 2019. Australia boasts the world's largest endowment of gold reserves at 10,000 tons, followed by Russia at 7,500 tons, the United States at 3,000 tons, South Africa at 2,700 tons, and Peru also at 2,700 tons. There's a graph here. This is from the USGS. There are names on here that I would not have expected to be on here. Papua New Guinea has about 1,200 tons of gold reserve. Uzbekistan has close to 2,000 tons. Canada, notable on here, they have about 2,200 tons. Ghana, over in Africa, they have about 1,000 tons. So some crazy names on this list, of course. They don't usually expect to have gold at them. As they reported before, China is the top gold producer with 380 tons of yellow metal mined in 2020. At the same time, China is facing a rapid depletion of its current estimated domestic gold reserves. The reserve to production ratio, or the RP ratio, that represents the quote-unquote burn rate of proven reserves of mineral commodities when applying current levels of domestic mine production, shows that China is in the red zone for future supplies of the yellow metal. In fact, China is burning through its gold reserves faster than anywhere else in the world. In this report, there's another graph at the end here, does show that China is only 5 years away from running out of gold. So This graph does show all of the same countries we just talked about on the gold amount that they still have in the ground and the reserves that they've found. China has 5 years left. Ghana has 7 years left. Canada only has 13 years left. That's actually kind of surprising to me. The United States has 16 years. Papua New Guinea, 17 years. Peru has 23 years. I'm only reading off some of these. South Africa has 30 years. And Australia, who happens to have they obviously have a lot of gold in Australia, but they also have the strictest mining regulations in Australia as well, and they have 31 years worth of gold at their current level. So they're set up for long-term success there. Now, what this doesn't account for, this RP ratio doesn't account for gold that is found after this. So they do testing, they find another mine site, they are able to estimate how many tons of gold they're going to be able to get, or the weight of gold they're able to get out of that mine, and that gets put into their RP ratio. So the more research that they do, and the more digging they do, and the more testing they do, the higher that their RP can go. In Australia, of course, it's very easy to find gold. It's just lying on the ground. You just walk around through the desert and with your metal detector and you find it. So there's not as much that goes into exploring those areas. So that's why their reserves can seem a little high, because it's so easy to find. They're able to find these gold-rich fields that you can just literally walk out with a metal detector and find. Places like China, you got to dig for it. There's not a lot of pure river panning to do. It's much like Georgia. If you ever go to Georgia and you want to pan for gold, you got to go into a mountain, dig out the ore, crush it, and pan it. So you're not just finding it naturally just lying around. So there we have it. China's going to be out of gold soon, potentially. Now they can change their ways and they can slow down their production, and that would also cause their RP ratio to go up and their burn rate to go down. But it's China. I don't see that happening anytime soon. They're just going to be running on low fumes for a while, I think. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think that the United States, our burn rate is 16 years? That seems like a decent amount. We're about halfway point, between the bottom running out and Australia, who's obviously a long ways from running out. Do you think we should do more to curb that? Or do you think that we should keep on the same course and see what we can find also still trapped in the ground? Be anxious to hear what you guys have to say on the topic. Guys, I do greatly appreciate every single one of you, and if you happen to appreciate old IndyXP Bullion, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button for me right there. It helps me out immensely. If you happen to be new to the independent experience and you want to keep up to date on when all the latest and greatest content comes out, make sure you hit the subscribe and jingle bell right there in the corner, bing bong, so you can stay notified of when that new content comes out. Of course, we're going to pop the box over here on this side of the screen. That's the gateway to 435 plus videos that you can start clicking through at your heart's content at the end of this one. Guys, I've been IndyXP Bullion from the Independent Experience, and I'm here again to remind you, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find your pockets heavy.